Hi, it's been a while. My voice changer doesn't want to work, and it made me so mad that I just gave up. I just wanted to talk about how I'm studying Marseille right now, and as you can see, I have a very unusual CBD with me, because I don't really have that much money on me. Employment is not going well, and everyone and their mom will show you their like Marseille decks that are like really cool and colorful and nice. And I myself really want the Pip Speak Tarot. Um, but that's like $50 that I don't have. So the same like Marseille videos that I look through, they're always like, oh, well, Ben Dove put like all his cards up for free. So you could like hypothetically like print them and turn them into a deck. And I said, you know what? Bet. Because I really want to study Marseille. I want to, like, hands on mess with the deck. So that's what I did. I downloaded them. I kind of like guesstimated a size that would still work for shuffling. And then I printed them, cut them, put them on like index card, which I don't think I have on my desk right now. And then I laminated them with tape, like literal packing tape. You can see that. It's got like that packing tape gloss. And it's thick. It's kind of unwieldy to shuffle. I don't really want to shuffle it right now because it's in order for a reason. We're going to talk about how I'm studying. I need to show you something. So, in comparison, this is my Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. Trimmed. I took out the borders. And like the thickness is crazy. I like put it through like a press. And you can just see how thick it is. So it's not the most wieldy deck in the world. Like that's like one and a half suits right there that it's just like jutting out. But the size is actually kind of cool. Um this is like my studied RWS deck. I don't really read with it. I have other decks I prefer for reading. I don't feel like looking for the Fool on this one, but here's like a standard tarot deck. The size is nuts. It's really tiny. I probably should have blown it up a little bit more to be this size, but then I would have essentially had this deck, but like mega thick. But there's a benefit to having it this size, because what ends up happening is I can... Why did I throw the box over there? Whatever, I'm just gonna put it on top of my desk. Oh, and then forget it. And then be like, oh my god, why is this deck of cards up here? Anyway, I'm able to put down a lot of cards. Like, so many. And when it comes to studying, like, a whole system, I can put them all down. Like this. Like, side by side, I can compare the photos. If my deck was, like, a normal standard size, like, if I had the published CBD in my hands, I wouldn't be able to do it with this desk space. And, like, my camera is only showing you a part of it, but this is kind of genuinely all I have. I mean, there's like a little bit of space on the left side where my little binder is, but it's like an A5 binder. Like, so it's like this, what you're seeing, plus A5 on the side. I have my monitor here. I have like random bullshit here, like my controller because I play games. I have a box that holds a lot of random junk I need immediate access to. And immediately on the right, there's like a mouse. And then like, let's see that cut off. There's like maybe like 1 more inch of desk down here. I don't have a lot of space. It really helps me to have smaller cards. Like, this is why I used to have the Egyptian Lenormand, and it was just huge. It's like Oracle card sized. It's massive. So then I had to get Sawyer's Lenormand, Lino Cut Lenormand, because it's small enough. It's like playing card sized that I could have a bunch laying out like this. And kind of like Marseille, Lenormand really benefits to having a lot of cards on the table all at once. So, that's where I'm at right now. Do you like this, like, shoddy little, pouch I made for it, by the way? The blanket stitches are really clunky, but it fits this deck, like, perfectly. It's something I made. I feel that my cards are protected in it, so it's nice. I like it. I do wish I had a different color ribbon. This green is kind of... I've actually grown fond of the splash of green, but initially I was like, that's kind of random. Anyway, back to Marseille. I had been studying through a website whose name I don't remember right now, but I'm about to open it. Tarot.heritage.com. So it's tarot and then a dash heritage.com. And they have a section under cartomancy that says read the pip cards. And I have been following some of the exercises. There's some others where I kind of skipped over them, and I'll get back to them later, because I don't like doing exercises in order for some reason. I just get so antsy to get ahead, and then I backtrack. But yeah, I have like numerology stuff here. Um, court card stuff here, which really needs to be expanded because it's only 1 page. And then I have the suits themselves here. I'm kind of comfortable with the major arcana in general. I know the Marseille majors are a little bit different, but considering that the vast majority of the deck is taken up by the pips, I'm focusing on the pips. Oh my god, where did the swords go? Okay, it's at the bottom. So I have this, where it's like a bunch of the questions that were on the website. I kind of skipped number 1, because number 1 was like, what exactly is being depicted each suit? And I'm like, I don't know. Some plants and some baton and stuff. I don't know. And I did the rest of them, where it was like, who would use these items in what situation and setting, to what purpose. Describe the suit solely based on the ace. Which suit feels most open, most closed, most active, most passive. Yeah, the rest of that. I mean, I could just put the link in the description, or at least type out what the URL is supposed to look like. I don't know. I don't know if YouTube will allow links to external websites like that, but these are the questions I was working with, and then I kind of like did some of them. And I think in the next following page, it was like, describe the numbers in your own terms as you're observing them. So I did do my best to not look at any other references, although sometimes like towards, I think from 8 to 10, I really needed help. Like I was like running out of ideas. Like my flow was interrupted and I just could not think of anything. I'm gonna take out the swords for this, because I think they're nice. That's another funny thing. Since I printed and cut all these myself, I have gotten a weird fondness for the CBD tarot when if I just got the CBD tarot, which I don't think I would, but let's say hypothetically if I did, I don't think I would care for it as much. I know that's like probably like sacrilegious because every Marseille reader and their mom loves this deck. I just I'm not crazy about the blank space, the primary colors, the vector style of things. Like I don't really like vector art like that. Okay, well, I should clarify in my cards. I don't want them in my cards. I want detailed, beautiful stuff. Like this isn't really a good example. Okay, let's do a court card. Like I like detailed, beautiful things. Texture, color. Like I love having a bunch of stuff going on in my cards, even if it's like these same pictures. There's actually some Marseille decks I've seen where they put a lot of cross hatching into it, and I really like that. It adds depth to it. Even even the like these Radiant Wise. I got these because they have like a fun vintage texture to them. I'm not crazy about like the super original art. That also sounds sacrilegious. I mean, it's also because the lines are redrawn, I think. And there's some cards where I just could not tell what the hell is happening in them, like at all, which is probably a weird thing because now sometimes when I look back at them, I'm like, what do you mean you did not notice the king before? He's like right there, like in front of your face. I don't know. I think I just get overwhelmed and my brain shuts down. Yeah, probably. Sidetrack. So yes, I was doing this. By the way, this video will have like no organization. I'm just talking. I just want to put a video out. Um, so something about the way. Actually, you know what? I should have put down like a different suit, like side by side. Oh, I also needed help with the aces. That's also what it was. Oh my god, my cards are spilling everywhere. Let's do this. Let's do 1 through 5. I don't think I'm gonna be editing out my rambles. I hate editing. I'm not. I don't want to. I'm gonna probably leave in the footage where I put the cards down because I want you to be in awe with me over how tiny these are. Really small. Can I get all 4 in here without compromising the footage? Ooh, we're just missing it a little. Okay, it's okay. You can still figure it out, right? And see, this is where I didn't exactly plan for them to be this small. I mean, I definitely wanted them small, but I wanted them to be the size of that RWS I was showing you. But this is great. Like, I could literally have all pips out here on my desk. So, when I get to do this, I see them all side by side, and then I have to kind of like describe the vibe I see. And I believe the exercise said at least three, like, it said adjectives, but I just could not do an adjective for everyone. I had to jump around like nouns and verbs and like sentences. So I said that these are very like presentable, decorative, and I did type the usual type. This is writing. I did write the usual phrase, "suit at its essence," which is like that's usually a phrase I look at, and I'm like, what does that mean? But I think when it's paired with the presentable presentation, that makes sense to me. Where it's like, if you were to throw away all my pips and I could only have like one of each, oops, I think I would want the aces. Because the other thing about the aces is, so this is where it really helped to do the exercise the page before, where I described the suit using only the ace. Um, it just tells me like the wands are active, like there's a hand, someone is using this. Swords are active, somebody is using this. And then these two, they're just there on display. And the fact that the swords and the wands have these like weird little like I call them confetti. They have these like little confetti waves going on. So anyway, the twos, I got harmony, support, nourishing others, or nourishing the surrounding area. Do I have a pen that I can point at stuff with? So I said harmony because it's quite like symmetrical and they seem to kind of hold each other up. Even this like swords, I know swords tends to be a very cold suit, but even this swords has like this beautiful ornate flower display going on here. The cups has this like I don't know what you like the crest in like the square thing. Like I don't know. And they're like it's like these cups are supporting this. These look like fish to me. They might be fish. I'm not really sure. The ribbons right here curl into plants. I don't remember where I read this because I've been oscillating between like every Marseille source possible. I am just flinging my cards everywhere. Um, but sometimes in these suits, the plants come from like the thing itself, like the suit itself. So everything here feels supported to me. I know in RWS, usually two of swords is like a tough decision. It's a bit oppressive. It's cold. But something about two of swords, I'm like, this is quite nice. It's still like an action that you do quickly. I mean, I'm still learning, so I can't phrase it very beautifully. But something about it makes me I like it. I also like how throughout the swords there's like red and yellow and red and I don't know what these are like the hilt. I really like it. Three, I put collaboration, interjection, growth. So especially in like the stick ones, the swords and the wands, it does feel like the third one kind of just invited itself there. But I get the sense that it's like a beneficial inviting itself there because there's still plants growing here. And there's like a new couple of branches coming here. Not growing because you can see the end of it right here. But it's welcome, you know? especially here, they're like, okay, well, let's support our new person here. Well, I say person, but it could be a concept. They're supporting each other. It's good. We're doing good. Which again, I point to the RWS swords. 3 of Swords in the RWS is just, it's tough. There's a lot. There's just, it's so tough on you. But the Marseille 3 of Swords, I don't know. I just like it. It's pretty. Um, that being said, I have learned that there's not really any set meanings to any of these cards. It's a very visual style of reading, which I'm sure if you told me in the beginning, I'd be like, what the they're all visual. What are you talking about? It's the way the cards interact with each other, which people already do this for RWS, but it's especially more abstract right here with the pips. I wish I was good at explaining it, because the thing is, I also let the surrounding cards inform the card in front of it. Like, I've read the Nine of Pentacles as a community, an RWS based Nine of Pentacles. I've read that as like a community thing before. Um, what was I getting at? It's just different to me, I guess. I guess there's a heavy emphasis on there's no like meanings to memorize for each card. So what I was trying to say is this could be really cold. But also because it's a pip on first glance, I don't find that it's cold. That being said, there are some cards where I fear that they're a bit cold. Um, Fours, we got like a defensive stance, especially here. Structure, symmetry, sameness, because this is very safety, because this can be quite safe. I think the plant is doing well and healthy, so I think it's safe. 5, breaking familiarity, an intruder, or a pack leader, introducing new talent, or supporting one person or thing. It's like the 5 through 10s where it gets quite interesting, actually. So, much like the 3, I do think that we are still supporting this intrusive figure. I think it's going well. Or not. Well, it depends on the reading. Um, I know in RWS we read 5s as like challenges, and it could still be challenges here, but contextless, just looking through all the suits, I think it's going well. I think they're doing fine. Maybe I'm just an optimist. I don't know. I say introducing new talent because there is still quite a lot of growth happening here. I think 5 is where it got really interesting because, like, introducing new talent, supporting one, pack leader, intruder, breaking familiarity. Yeah, especially here because it goes from like a bunch of white space to kind of like a symmetry to kind of making it much more interesting to look at. So, let me see. I also during my studies, I did go like one group at a time, hiding the others, but it was actually 5 and 7 where I took a different approach. Where the okay. And sometimes I needed the previous suit, like the previous card, right next to it, just so I can tell, like, I can observe how they differ from what we just saw. Like, how is it progressing? That was something I caught myself doing while doing this exercise. I was checking progression. I do have to check the camera. Actually, let me do my cute little thinking emote. That I've been working on like drawing expressions for my character, but okay, even though I drew the base and I only have to add the expressions and gestures, that takes a while. And we're going through a ton of heat waves, like just non-stop heat waves. That's like part of the reason why I've been unmotivated to make videos. Like, I just don't want to sit here when it's hot. It's been like finally cool enough. Well, it helps we have the AC on. Like, the stars aligned today, basically, and I feel like doing a video. Oh, but yes, drawing is time consuming. Even with a simpler style like this, like mine, it's time consuming. Here, I'm gonna go through all of them. So this is excited. Uh, this is laughter, I believe. This is thinking. This is annoyed. I like the detail I put in all of them, like airplane ears. Believe it or not, I still have more expressions to draw, like 3 or 4 more or something like that, and I'm just like, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. That's really annoying. There's so many expressions. I'm actually feeling more like giving up kind of emote, but I don't really have an exasperated one, and I don't need to add to the list. Anyway, fives and sevens is where the differing kind of gets interesting to me. So I said sevens are kind of resource hoarding, taking credit, theft, hierarchy, power imbalance. And it gets interesting when I end up picking definitions that are very close, if not directly, the same as RWS or um any numerology resource. Because again, these are my own observational terms. I tried not to think about RWS or any other numerology thing I've studied. So why like those words? So if we look at especially the batons back here, there's like a nice support. It's quite beautiful at 6. But then at 8, our flowers are replaced by another baton, and we're kind of getting these like yellow leaves, which to me represents like, like a wilted plant. Like, it's just kind of sadder compared to 5. Like, this is like the earlier stage of the plant, and then this is when it's like decaying. It's like reaching towards the end of its life cycle. And whereas it feels like these surrounding pentacles were supporting the middle one here, it kind of feels like this one up here is like stealing resources and nourishment from the others. Some might do okay, but like this one, I don't know, for some reason it feels greedy to me because they're like curling inward. Like, what about these two over here? This one's a little harder to figure out why I thought that. Let me look at my definitions again. taking credit, hierarchy, power imbalance. Well, the thing about swords, especially, is like the more there are, the more I'm like intimidated, you know? I'll come back to that in a second. And then for this one, we have growth on this bottom one, and it's kind of just like this middle one is most taking that vegetation. Maybe this one too. Maybe it's like a partner in crime. I don't know. It just seems greedy. Like the little extra intruder ones are like they're taking something. It's not like these where they're being supported. And the thing I said about like the partner in crime and all that, that's something else I've discovered while doing this exercise. I found that I started inventing stories in my head about how these cards are progressing. And like that just made me so excited. Like I was like finally getting it. I'm like understanding Marseille and Pip cards and how they progress. No longer like 4 years ago was I like, oh, Pip cards? Why do they just copy paste the picture like across the whole thing? That's just lazy. Granted, there are some decks where it still feels like that, but these actually have a progression to them. Like, there's just something about it. Um, so the thing I said about more swords, Zara Kitten Chops has a tag in her blog called Tarot Gym, and some of her exercises, I haven't gone through all of them. It could be all of them. They like here, I could do it with pens right now. So she has this like visual accompaniment. So let's do like four right here. She has a visual accompaniment to them. So you get to kind of compare how that tool feels to you with the card. And when she does the sword cards, she gets her like kitchen knives and they're all like laid up on each other like that. Hold on, I need another like she gets her like kitchen knives and starts like doing some stuff like this where it's like pretend these are knives and then it's like, "Oh my god, 5 knives? That's crazy." Like this is crazy. I feel overwhelmed. And like that's what I get from like these especially. Like it doesn't have to be knives or swords necessarily. It could be like something else if you have like a different system or a different card deck or whatever. But like 10 swords is crazy. 10 knives is crazy. I'm trying to think of more swords comparisons. Like spears. What's something that's like decisive and pokey? Um Fuck, I don't know. 10 weed whackers. Is this not crazy? That's a lot. So, I kind of am getting it now. I still don't think. I don't know if I can read with these yet. I, in fact, had all of these, like, shuffled and stuff. Um, and was doing, like, practice polls where I was just, like, taking random, like, 5 cards and putting them side by side to see how they looked. I didn't even have a question. I just wanted to see how they looked. Um, and kind of like inventing stories too. Like I need to show you what I pulled earlier. Oh, I can't remember the pips right now on the top of my head, but it kind of looked let me just like pick random pips to go here. I think it was like pentacles. No, you know what it was like 9 of pentacles. I know they're like coins or denier. I don't speak French. I don't know. I don't study. I don't, but like the cards I had out um were like this, and like let me see if I can zoom in because they're tiny. Oh, that's blurry. That's terrible. Don't have an iPhone 10. Whatever, who give a shit. Um, Even without a question, I could kind of see a story forming. The sun right in the center is like radiating out, but then we have two not just male figures, but like the emperor and a king on the edges, but they seem to be ignoring like what's going on here. And if we were to go further, we could even take these two figures here and like have them be part of this. Like they're like supporting each other. And yet these like powerful figures, I guess, they don't care. And like I said, that was a random poll. I didn't pull these on I didn't like consciously look at these and put them on purpose. I was just like surprised at what came out. I don't know if it was the four of wands. I kind of just grabbed whatever was in front of me. I don't know, I found that interesting. So I guess I'll show you how they shuffle, and then we can be on our merry way, because I don't really know what else to talk about at this point. I just wanted to I kind of wanted to just ramble and nerd out about Marseille, I guess. Again, I would love to have the Pip Speak Tarot. I went to Tarot Arts at Pasadena, and they have some copies. And I got to hold them and shuffle them and everything, and like they're so good. They shuffle so good. They're nice and small and slim. Ugh. So they're not the worst shuffle in the world. You can see it starts doing something I don't like, where it creates a second pile. Um, Usually when it gets this much, I will like stop shuffling and pick them up and move them here, and then keep going. And I can't do the thing I like to do, where I take like vast majority of the deck and then shuffle. Well, I guess I could, but only if they're like nice and cleaned, like straightened like this. It gets messy, and cards start flying everywhere when I do this. I don't know. Let's just pull some cards. There's one that fell out. That one just fell. Let's do one more. See, when they do that, where if I like pull it and it flips, but it like falls back in the deck, I tend to ignore those. Oh, okay. So when they do that, when they fly out, I don't ignore those. So while I don't have a specific question or topic in mind, this feels positive to me. Um, we have the little harmonious, supportive, earthly realm here. We have these two queens of feeling, of decision. They're part of this. They're supportive. Either like this is them, or they're supportive in this endeavor. And even though we go from 6 to, sorry, from 7 to 6 here, Visually, I'm kind of getting that that's a good thing. It's good to get rid of the unnecessary. Kind of like kind of like how plants actually work. Some of them really benefit, most of them I think, I don't know. They really benefit if you like remove some of the shrubbery. I'm trying to think. Kind of like strawberries or sage or something like that, where if you remove, or sweetgrass, because I've been reading braiding sweetgrass very slowly. If you remove some of it, it sends a signal to the base of that plant to be like, oh, we gotta shrub up, we gotta grow more. So that's how I'm seeing these two right here. But like, I get it now. I understand the fun of Marseille. Like, it's just so cool. This was totally planned to be some like throwaway deck. Like once I get a real deck, I would like, I don't know, put these in like a shelf to never be a drawer to never be found ever again. Um I'm kind of fond of these. I like that they're like bag sized. Maybe not pocket size. It's a little clunky for pocket, but it's portable friendly. I don't I don't know. I think I will have a soft spot for these. Maybe I'll even get the actual CBD tarot one day, which, like I was saying earlier, I was totally not ever planning on doing that because I'm like, I don't like the primary colors and the vector style. But something about a deck that you were so driven to learn that you printed it out, glued them together, laminated them with tape, and then when you found out some of the edges weren't secure, you like went back and carefully glued them again. Like putting in all that work, all that energy, you start feeling a fondness for the deck, which is why I'm so into modding decks. Not only are they comfortable and more pretty to me, let me see if I could get my modded human. Not only is it visually more appealing to me to have the borders cut out, and it's like this cute copper edging. It's kind of sparkly. I don't think you. Oh, you could kind of see it. It's a little like metallic. Um, I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with that. But like it's not just a visual thing. You kind of just bond with it too when you do this work to it. Like even this deck, even though I don't really read with RWS, sometimes I'll just take it out and start shuffling and put some cards down and I'm like, "Oh, that's really interesting." You know? Like I learned something from doing that, even if it's like tiny little knowledge, not so much of a wow epiphany like the Marseille has been. I learned something from that. I take something away from it. I like having little pocket decks like this because sometimes especially because I take the bus everywhere, um sometimes I want to fiddle with a deck. I want to study it. Because tarot just continues to fascinate me all the time. There's always someone with something new to say about it, or there's like decks coming out where it further deepens your understanding of what it means, what the cards mean. I'm just perpetually fascinated by tarot. You know what? Let's get this one out. Like, I don't know. I just love having little pocket sizes. So I feel like this would become one of those to me where I will have these bright, colorful decks like the Fournier Tarot or the Pipspeak Tarot. Like those will be my, what would you call that? I don't want to say daily drivers because I don't always read tarot like every day. But those will be like the ones that I do serious inquiries with, you know? I'll have these like colorful, pretty ones. And I've even, because of my studies, been inspired to want to make my own Marseille. I will admit that's because I think it would be much easier to get through 56 cards if I could just copy paste the asset. um, like you just draw it one time and then you're done. But well, there's also the vegetation. I would have to draw the vegetation. But anyway, even if I have those like pretty embellished ones, I think I would still reach for this and just like put it in my bag or something. Whoops. Woo, all the cards everywhere. It was actually a lot stickier, and then I put like fanning powder on the edges, and I kept messing with it and working with it, putting my like hand oils all over it. It's actually quite shuffleable, shockingly. Just maybe don't print them too big, because then it'll be way too thick, depending on your method of how you sturdy them up. Or maybe you could just print it on thicker paper to begin with. I don't know anything about printing. I don't know what I'm saying. Ignore me. But yeah, that's TDM. You've, I concede. It's that good. It's awesome to learn about it. I'm having so much fun. So, hopefully you found something insightful, inspiring, or just joyous about my learning and studying. And yeah, I don't know how to close videos. So, bye.